What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mr. Straight Facts Show. I am Mr. Straight Facts. Today, I pretty much got all the smoke for Pam Bondi. Yeah, because it didn't seem like anybody in that room. Now, I like what a lot of people did. Don't get me wrong. What's up, woke Mike? I like what a lot of people did when they asked their questions on the Democrat side. But I still wanted to hear one person treat her like a black mother would have done or a black father would have done to a kid who was talking out of line. Because I don't know if anybody ever told this woman that committee, the hearing, those people fund her. Can't do the people's work without no money. And oversight is because we're looking over what you're supposed to be doing. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, this committee is supposed to like take funds away from you, penalize you in some way, shape, or form, cancel programs that you liked, get rid of certain things, that or cut back on certain things, your budget. These people make that decision. And she act like, I don't give a fuck, I'm working for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not paying you. These people are elected by the American people. Now, you may see a Senator Schiff. You may see another senator from the right. But that's millions of people that you're working for, that they represent. You just can't say F you to California and F you to all these states that millions of people are asking these questions. And she literally just gave everybody the finger. Hey, DJ, Javier. Oh, you're in here. I just see DJ and woke Mike. But I don't see how nobody just put her in her place. Like, excuse me, do you really think you're here because Donald Trump pays you? Or do you think that the people we represent, the people who are asking us questions and we're bringing those questions forth, America's asking these questions. They're calling our offices and making sure that we ask you certain questions. And you're not recognizing that these are the people's questions. And you're saying, fuck you to the people. I work for Donald Trump. No, you don't. You work for us. And that's the part that this whole regime that he has, they do not understand. They work for the American people. Not just one. Once you get into the office, you're working for the American people, not the Republicans, not the Democrats, not the independents, all of America. And see, these MAGA minions thinking that, oh, they're just working for us. You guys can't pay enough taxes to run the country by your fucking selves, a little 30-something% of y'all. So it's not about just you, it's everybody. And they think it's just about them. She literally thinks I don't know if you got a chance to watch it, but so many times this one was like, you're just making, basically, this is the tantamount of like a little kid. You're just making fun of my friend, President Trump. Don't talk about him. I'll talk about you. I'm like, they're asking you legitimate questions. You're attacking them. And I don't know if you guys got a chance to see this. This lady had a sheet, y'all. And it's got something white here. You can probably see it against my white shirt. But she had her little sheet that she pulled over to the side. And whenever they asked her a question that she wasn't about to answer because it would incriminate her, because she can't say she can or can't because they come back and find out she lied. So she can't lie. So whenever they look, she would look over and be like, let me read this real quick. And sometimes she would read it verbatim. Let me get this. You don't know what I'm like, Trick. You got a professional job. You're supposed to have merit. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be able to remember some shit. I mean, these are things that are at the forefront of America. Questions people, Americans and Americans are asking. Republican, Democrat, Independent. And you don't have a coherent answer. Your answer is, and you took money from Reid Hoffman. I don't know for sure. Am I right? How is it a person who is a lawyer, prosecutor, Department of DOJ head, she's bringing up rumors? You took money from Reid Hoffman twice, I believe. I could be wrong. What the fuck has that got to do with the question you was asked, Trick? Nothing. She out here playing Trump 2.0. What the fuck are you talking about? Answer the damn question. It's your job to know these answers. Christopher Wray was a Donald Trump pick. He came in there and answered questions even when they got into his ass. He answered questions. She's over here dodging. Oh, she didn't answer like not one question. Anything, except for the Republicans. And Lindsey Graham. Oh my God. I couldn't even watch all of it. This fool was going back. I was like, man, next thing you know, they're going to ask, was Abraham Lincoln like really darker skinned than he was before? Did he make the bill? In 1860? Bitch, what the fuck am I asking these questions for? We're talking about 2024, 25, and you're going back to, well, Clinton, and they're not talking about Hillary Clinton. They're talking about Bill Clinton. Grassley was like, well, I don't know why the Democrats were talking about, having like this kind of oversight and all this. Back in the day, when your ass should have been on quit if you still talking about Clinton in 1996. This motherfucker goes, oh, well, we wanted to have an investigation over Clinton. And I'm like, he's talking about Bill Clinton. I'm like, dude, are you okay? The fuck you talking about Bill Clinton in this meeting for? They're bringing up shit they ain't got to do shit with nothing. They ain't asking no questions that Americans today want to know. We don't want to know what the fuck was going on when Arsenio Hall was on the very first time. The fuck we care about that for? It's insane, y'all. I was like, what are y'all talking about, Republicans? I couldn't watch all of them, so some of them may have some coherent questions, but I saw Grassley. I was like, dude, no, this ain't it. I saw Lindsey Graham. I'm like, oh my God, this is, what the fuck? I forgot that blockhead dude's name, Mike something. His head is all square at the top and shit. Every time I see him, I'll be like, dun 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 dun. Every time I see his ass. But anyway, that dude asked some dumbass questions. And I'm like, America right now is on the cliff of their insurance doubling or tripling. Right? And that minimum, 70%. The minimum they're saying 70. Doubling to tripling. When over 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That means millions of people, their estimate, 4 to 6, will lose their health care. The other millions, they don't talk about this because they don't really have the number for this, but you got to think about it. If 4 to 6 million people are not going to be able to afford the basic health care, and that's just by going to see the doctor once a year and that's it. But they're not going to be able to afford that when they had nice health care before. What do you think happens to the people who had good health care, but still are one of those people who live in paycheck to paycheck? What do you think is going to happen to them? The middle class people who are living paycheck to paycheck, got their boat, got their nice little house with a picket fence and the 4.5 kids and all that shit. They all happy. They got money now. They got some saved up cash. But when your insurance kicks up 2 and 3 times much, what's going to happen when your kids get sick? You're going to keep your health care, but your health care is going to shoot up. Crazy. You're not going to be able to afford the health care you have now. You're going to have health care, but you're going to be moved down to the bronze instead of up here where the platinum's at, or moved down to a little bit lower, the gold or whatever it may be. Because even for like an $85,000 a year family, and they can be just 2 people in the family making $85,000 a year, their insurance on average, and these are the studies that they have. I didn't do this study myself. This is a study that they did. It was $7,000 a year for health care. And they're talking about like the basics, the bare minimum. That's going to go up to $25,000 a year. $25,000 a year. That's roughly going from like $5,333 somewhere around there a month for, and this is like for, a family who has, I ain't saying it's four, I says a family of two, husband and wife together making $85,000 a year. That's about $533 a month for the two people. Going from $533 a month to over $2,000 a month. You got that kind of money? MAGA? You got that? If you do, then roll with the MAGAs. Roll with them. Your ass gonna be out on the street, you get sick. And you're gonna be all on every news station. I didn't know for sure what it was gonna do to me. I just didn't know because they didn't tell me. Yeah, they did. You just thought it wasn't gonna happen to you. And every piece of, I'm telling you, as you get older, I don't care how healthy you are, I don't care how many times you go to the gym, when you get to a certain age, certain things on you are going to start falling apart just like any car that was brand new. You put some wear and tear on that trick, years down the road, you're going to need something to get through your day. I don't care if it's an aspirin. I don't care if it's a Tylenol. I don't care if it's ginger. I don't care what it is. Vitamins, you're going to need something. And if you can't get that shit, like if it's over the counter and you ain't got the money to get it, see what the quality of your life gets like. You got people out here they got bottles all over their fucking like cabinets and shit for stuff they got to take to get through their day. Your grandma, your uncles, your aunts, barely getting by. How many times you don't see it on the news? Mostly white families you see on the news. They don't go too much into black families and their health unless they'll say like, oh, black people have sickle cell more than anybody else or some craziness. But you mostly see white people on here talking, not dealing with Trump or Biden or anything like that, just over your lifetime. Whenever you see in a news thing and it had to deal with health care, you say, well, little Becky, I've been trying and she's got diabetes or she's got a little ailment and we've been doing everything we can and we've been going to the junior JDRF meetings and trying to, save money and insulin costs so much or whatever it may be your child may have an ailment with, your husband may have an ailment with, your grandmother have an ailment with. These things are going to skyrocket. Biden got it down to $35 for insulin. What do you think Donald Trump's going to do? This shit might skyrocket back up to $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 for it. We don't know what these insurance companies are going to do, but they're relaxing every kind of like restriction they have on them. We don't know the repercussions outside of what they're talking about, the bare minimum. If the bare minimum gets affected, we all do. They're just talking about the 4 to 6 million that get off of healthcare. What happens with 4 to 6 million people paying a minimum of a few $100s? I would say, like in this situation, let's say 500, but a minimum. I know people who've been on the ACA that paying like 150, whatever. But you got 4 million people paying $150. How much? That much? Those hundreds of millions of dollars. Who? And it altogether really gonna be billions of dollars. Who's gonna put that money back into the system? Where's it coming from? You think the insurance company's going to eat it? They're losing $100 billion, let's say. Where do you think that $100 billion going to come from? You. They're going to increase your price. How you think they're going to? You think they're going to say, "Oh, that what's his name? Luigi, gathered up." The CEO and everybody who was like dealing with healthcare and all the tension and losing their homes, they celebrated that this man got gathered up in the middle of a street just walking. A lot of Americans celebrated. Why do you think those people celebrated? They're just demonic? No. How many millions of people they let die? You think they care about you? They don't. Each one of those bullets had the same strategy in which healthcare works on American citizens. It was like deny something or whatever. That means they let millions of us die because we couldn't afford it. And now you have health care, and you got with the ACA, and now you got like you got like you know, a certain amount that you have to pay every year, just in case, you know, maybe $6,000 to $7,000, whatever it is, just in case you have major operations, right? And you still pay only like $35, 30. Some people have free, depends on their healthcare insurance, to go get checkups and things like that every year. Now that is all gone for millions of people. It ain't gone yet, January 1st, but you got to pay up by December 31st. So you literally got less than 2 months. Basically 2 months, because you got like the 31st ain't here yet. But you got to have that paid for. Picked plan. It's going to hurt Americans for those who are going to lose their health care, but you know what's going to even hurt just as much, if not worse? Those of us who have good health care having to be knocked down the health care we had when we were 20 something. Knocked down from what we don't work our ass off for to get to that platinum, so that we go to doctor, we straight as we got getting older. You get knocked down from that to bronze because you live in paycheck to paycheck. But you calculated that in. That's what got you the paycheck. Now, that price ain't going to be there no more. That price may be the base price. Mm-hmm. Then you back to barely getting anything. Go to the doctor, get checked. Everything going to cost your ass a grip to do. We don't know fully how that's going to play. But all we're really talking about is just the actual cost per month. But it's more than that. It's way more than that. Because they're going to what they call like a skinny plan. They're going to make skinny plans just so they can make more money. And that's going to be a situation where they're just going to tailor it to you. What you got? Oh, I got hypertension. I got this. I got that. Oh, okay. Just for you, the hypertension, that's going to be an extra. They're going to be adding on like, they're going to be upscaling that shit. Like, oh, it's hypertension. That'd be an extra $1,500. Say what? That's what they was doing before the ACA. When you was 60 years old, same insurance you would have had when you was 30. That shit was $1,200. Now, back then was $350 a month. $1,200 a month because you're 60. You would think as you get older, you don't put in enough money into the system that, hey, they're taking care of the elderly. Nope. Don't care about you. Not one bit. Just realize that. Not one bit. Now, we're going to actually watch some of this video of this lady, Pam Bondi, evading questions because she doesn't answer them worth a damn. Now, I don't understand personally. I'm like, why don't you answer the damn question? I mean, because if you had the answer, which you're doing your job, you should have the answer. You would think you would have no problems just saying, hey, this is what it is, right? Why don't you just say, oh, I don't know that answer. Let me get back to you. Or if it's an answer that's top of mind, I mean, like top of mind of American people, not her, you would think she would answer it. Nope. Like, for instance, the $50,000 that Tom Holman supposedly took in a paper bag or something wrapped up, $50,000 cash. Asked her, does she know anything about it? Ask Cash Patel, cockeyed Patel. So you got cockeyed Cash Patel. You're going to sit here and tell us, after we don't had at least 1 or 2 meetings with that fool, well, the Senate, I for sure had one, and I already don't ask him these questions. And he put it on Pam Bondi. He said, oh, well, that I can't release that. That have to be, you know, the head of the DOJ, which is Pam Bondi. And here is Pam Bondi, and she's passing it over to Cash Patel. This is insane. And they talk about they have merit. What merit? Just answer the question. How you going to incriminate yourself if it ain't nothing bad? Just tell the truth. Wow, that's it. Simple. Why you like going to the left, to the right? Why? Just answer the damn question. Everything's like, secretive. And most of these things aren't even still under investigation. They're over. So if they're public to them, not to us, because I can't find it. If it's public, I should be able to find it. I haven't found it. So from my personal experience looking for it, they must be lying about it. Because if it was public, even the House and Senate would have access to it. And nobody's got access to it. They're asking for it. It behooves me that again, why didn't somebody just light into her ass and said, ma'am, could you just be quiet for a minute? You over talking on everybody. You seem very nervous. You okay? You drinking something? You smoking something? What's going on with you? Why are you so fidgety? Because it just seems like something's wrong with you because you just keep just jumping in. Why don't you just slow your roll for a second and let everybody get their questions out before you predetermine? I wonder how much of a prosecutor you really were that you wouldn't even let the defense to get their word in. You out here objecting to shit and nobody said nothing yet. You're supposed to be protecting America. And she said one thing about, I wish you would protect, you would like Trump as much as you like Chicago or something like that, or whatever it is. And I'm like, I wish you would like the American people more than you like Trump, because you're protecting him, not the American people. The American people want to know about the Epstein files. Republicans and MAGA, y'all wanted to know until you found out your boy was possibly in them. And then now we know he is in them. Oh, what's going on? There's many of you, not all of you, but there's many of you that are riding along with this hide the tapes now. But then there's others that are out here saying, hey, look, I want to see these tapes. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I never thought in a million years me and Marjorie Taylor Greene would agree on anything. If I said up, she said down. I say sky blue, she say green. I deal with facts, she was dealing with fiction. But now, she's out there. And she's came out again like, I think I might go on the side of the Democrats on, the healthcare, the ACA, because supposedly her son, she's got a younger son, I guess, and they asked her the question that, Mom, like, how am I going to pay my insurance at going this high? And so now she's actually protecting her own family. I really want to, I got a question. What's up, Fire on Fire? What's up, everybody? Rude Planet, I see you. Planet Water, but I want to know. This is the second time, no disrespect. I'm happy that Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the side, for now at least, of amending the ACA part of it. Because this is the second time she has come out against the bill after she said, they didn't tell me this was in the bill. I didn't see it. And then she's like, I wouldn't have voted for it if I know this was in it. You had it just as long as everybody else. They didn't slide this by you. The Republicans in this one big, beautiful bill, they were promoting it on every station. Democrats the entire time were saying it's going to F with the ACA and people's premiums going to go up. I've been hearing that since the one big, beautiful bill came out, pitching it before it passed. And it's killing me how they're saying they're just now finding out. How do you just now find out? I mean, seriously, Mike Johnson, how do you guys act like you don't know what's in the bill that you passed? And the gaslighting is so thick. Oh, it's the Democrats' fault. Democrats do not have power in the House, in the Senate, in the executive, in the judicial. Absolutely zero power. The only thing they got is whenever they need a vote that needs 60, the Republicans have to get the Democrats on their side. And their choice is, we'll get you on our side by doing nothing. That's not negotiating. We're asking you to